Hey everybody, this is Adam with Up and Adam Comics, and thought I'd do a video here to kind of go over a few things. The Comic Book Community Awards again, and what's coming up next. And then I also got an AOK that I want to, I haven't looked at yet, so want to kind of do a unpackaging of that in a little bit. So, first off, the Comic Book Community Awards. So I've had a lot of people reach out through messaging, Instagram, things like that, to just congratulate me on making the finalists for three categories and wishing me luck through that. So I greatly appreciate the outpouring of um, I don't want to say love maybe, but like and appreciate who I am and what I'm doing. And I know I posted a video right on Saturday, right after that came out, but I thought I'd go maybe just a little bit further into why that means a lot to me. So when I first started this channel, you know, well, let me back up a little bit. So, I've been collecting comics a long time, since the early 80s. So I've been doing this for quite a while. But I got Mr. Akins had given me, I'd wanted a giveaway from him. And so that was the real impetus to just like, hey, put yourself out there, do something, put a video out. Let's see what goes. Um, and just to let everybody know, during before that, I've been watching a lot of YouTube, but why I had been watching a lot of like comic book YouTube, it is really because of some things that have been going on personally, a lot. So my wife, I think I've shared this before, or maybe some abbreviated version of it. But my wife has a rare one in a million autoimmune disease. It's called pemphigus, and with that, it the disease basically is something that starts off in the bone marrow, and it creates something that basically any kind of some people get it on the outside of their body, on their skin, but she got it kind of inside mucosal, which really affected her being able to eat anything. And so anything with any kind of texture or anything like that caused like ulcers and lesions and things like that to kind of form, especially in her mouth and esophagus and all of that. And so very painful time for that. So we spent, of course, it's not something that can be easily diagnosed. So we went for about a year plus of talking with various doctors and things like that to try to figure out what she has, and to try to get it under control because she had lost a lot of weight, and just eating anything had to be mush and that kind of thing to be able to maintain or stay alive basically. So the basic medication from all this is they basically put you through uh, some version of like chemotherapy where she gets a drug called rituximab, and she has infusions of that she had two sets of infusions late last year, and then another couple that were done in May of this year. Basically, the goal of that is that uh, like the rituximab would kill all of her um, uh, antibodies, basically, and the hope is that none of the bad B cells come back that are producing this infection. So she's doing a lot better. But one of the results of this uh, is she has no autoimmune capability to produce a lot of white blood cells to fight off certain things. Um, so we have basically been in isolation for a lot of it, for a lot of this 2 years of trying to deal with this, and also working with her um, immunity issues to try to keep her as safe as possible. So that's been it's been hard because I've been honestly I've been very I'm a very social type of person. Typically, had some, very close friends. I had a Wednesday gaming group that every Wednesday, close friends that we would get together and play either D&D or some other kind of form of games, board games and that type of thing. Or and I also had other friends that I would do stuff with, hang out with. And that's kind of gone away completely for me for now. Which so in setting up this this channel, one of my goals was, hey, I can't hang out and meet a lot of people in person, right now. But I can so those kind of like, hey, maybe I can put some stuff out there, get to know some people online, so that was kind of my overall goal. And that has been wonderful, and something I was hoping, because I could see some relationships that were online through this community, but also not thinking that I'm worthy enough to have those types of close relationships. But I'm was very wrong with that. So I've definitely made some good friends through this. And so if you're thinking about that, or have maybe you don't have people to talk comics with or that type of thing, put a channel out there. You never know. And I've been lucky enough to be on some live streams, get to meet some people, talk behind. But I have very close friends that I've been able to um, already develop close relationships with. Rich from Big Nasty, Stevie D, Chonko, Nate, Hagen. Some of those people, like, I'm comfortable communicating with them, and I've really enjoyed getting to know some of those people on different channels. So that's been wonderful to me. It's been rebuilding for me to help deal with that kind of isolation. So anyway, that was a very long story about what's going on, but I thought it would be, a little bit important to kind of talk about, like, so when people have, talked about what I've done and how they've liked it for, um, community artist, or, new channel, or informative, or things like that. Like, I greatly appreciate that. And so I'm not saying this to try to sway anybody for votes or anything like that. I'm just trying to tell you why that means a lot, because I've found kind of a nice home in this community, and I'm really enjoying it. So just want to thank everybody for nominating and possibly voting. But I think it's kind of exciting to, even for voters to kind of be like, hey, I like these channels, and these are the things that I've enjoyed. So it's a very cool thing. Really appreciate Brian LCS for putting this together. What a Herculean task to put together, and to, uh, you know, tabulate all the votes and nominees and all that kind of thing. But amazing job, and it's kind of a rewarding thing, and lets you know about some people that you may not be familiar with. So, with all that being said, thanks again. Moving forward, I did announce in my last video on Saturday that there would be a giveaway for a sketch. And so make sure, if you're interested, go back to that video and do the hashtag CBCA to be entered. I'm not gonna, there's other people who just make comments, and I'm guessing they don't want to be necessarily entered, and that's fine. Not trying to throw anything at you, but if you want to, make sure you do that hashtag, because I'm going to be pretty strict that you got to do that to be considered, for that sketch. So, but thanks so much for that. Now I wanted to kind of get to unpackaging. So for those that are familiar with some of the stuff I've been doing, I've been sending out pieces of art to various comic book YouTube people, and it's really just to let them know I'm thinking about them, and I thought they might enjoy some art and hopefully give them a chuckle about something. So that's been my goal. And people have enjoyed it. So it's kind of surprising. I'm not the best artist, but I enjoy doing it. It's also very relaxing mentally for me to do that. But Bjorn, Son of Crom, I did this piece for him, and it's a, a Frank Frazetta homage with aliens, xenomorphs, and I got the Nostromo and the moon there. Kind of took a little bit from the Frazetta thing, but kind of added more like, okay, this planet is burning. Bjorn's kind of destroyed everything that needed to be destroyed, and he's got the woman at the end. So that was kind of my thought. But he kind of requested, a lot of that piece, but I wanted to kind of get um, that emotion put together. So anyway, so I sent him that piece, and Bjorn being Bjorn, if you know, it's kind of funny. I just want to make a comment about this. He just put out a video of like why you should not vote for me, and so since he made finalists for a couple of the CBCA, the Comic Book Community Awards, and I think it's funny because some of those reasons why he's listing are probably the reasons why you should vote for him. So he might shoot himself in the foot for that. But I understand the type of person he is because I am very similar. So when I'm doing the art pieces and things like that, I'm just doing it to do it and to um, honestly it does bring me a lot of joy and things like that, seeing that somebody actually enjoys something that I did for them. And yes, that's selfish and self-serving in some ways, but I feel like with a lot of people with that struggle with happiness or doing that thing, like being able to do something for somebody else that's selfless in terms of like you're not trying to get necessarily anything from it, but being able to put yourself out there and help somebody or do something just out of kindness for somebody. That's such a reward, and like I've been able to see like some people have done unboxings live and things like that, and to see their initial reaction, like you know, from a artist, creator, anything that you want to say, like to see that kind of thing is such a joy and such a reward. Um, and and pleased to be like, oh wow, I made that person happy with something, or I made them laugh. Like there's in a lot of ways not a better reward than that. So yeah, it can be a little bit selfish because I'm the one that's getting that, but I know like it's bringing some joy into their lives at least for a minute before they chuck my art in the trash if they want to. So that's perfectly fine. But anyway, I just Bjorn likes to give away things, and he gets some joy out of that, and I totally get that adrenaline, just from seeing like I made this person happy for a little bit, and that's very rewarding. So when I did this piece for him, and he was like, "Hey, I have something I want to send to you, too." And and he was trying to like pay me for doing the things, or how much would this be worth? And I was like, dude, no, no, you were on my list. I wanted to do something for you. In fact, you want some specific, totally fine to work with that. But he was really high up on my list to do next anyway. So to give him something like he really wanted, that's great. And so I'm honored for that. But he can't, I know the feeling like somebody gives me something, I want to hit them back. I've heard Chanka say before too, is like, if you hit me, I'm going to hit you harder. So I definitely understand that kind of philosophy. So he said he wanted to send me something. I was like, oh, that would be a good trade. He's like, no, 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 it's not a trade. I just want to send you this. And I was like, okay. So anyway, so he sent me something, and it's in here. It was wrapped up in brown kind of paper, but I wanted to open that up pretty carefully because I wasn't I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to be fumbling and trying to rush on this. So I'm just going to open up the little bit that's not to cut. Um, he put some painter's tape on this. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Already got a peek, and trying to do this right. So. Oh wow, this is a very nice piece. So I'm just going to put this up here. So he actually sent me, this is a really nice, looks like giclée print of the Frazetta piece. So that's going to go somewhere in this office. So I've always been a big Frank Frazetta fan. And it's got this cannot, no, I think this is printed on. I was like, this better not be like signed by Frank Frazetta. It could be. I hope not. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. But wow, the printing of this is crazy. You can kind of see it is done so well. Like you can see the brush strokes that were put onto this. So absolutely phenomenal. So I grew up and you can see like I did the moon back here where it has the skull. Is kind of what I did for his picture there. But one of the I've always loved Frank Frazetta. I grew up knowing who he was and loving his art. I have a brother that's 10 years older than me, and so he had a big book of Frazetta artwork, and I loved it, and also loved Conan. So I remember getting some of the paperbacks with the Frazetta art on it. When I was younger, probably in middle school, I started reading those pretty heavily. And then, I love the books, to flip through the art. Of course, it occasionally had some naked women on it, which wasn't a bad thing. But I've always loved his work, loved his Conan, Death Dealer. There's so many great paintings, and I've collected, some of the different books that have his stuff in it, just because he's such an amazing artist. But anyway, I am absolutely thrilled to have this. I remember one year going to a con and the Frazetta girls were there, and they were selling some of the prints and things like that. And I thought about getting something. I was like, man, there's so many great things to choose from. What do you choose? But so I'm super excited to have this. So this is going to be awesome. So I'm going to get that framed up and put that somewhere up here in my office. So thanks so much, Bjorn. Love I love this. This is awesome. So this is, and he wanted to send to me. He's like, you love art, and I was like, yeah. And I mean, I love Frazetta, so that's amazing. But the detail and the wow, just how the print is done. I mean, it's done so nicely. So wow, what a piece. He is such a giving person, and I really appreciate that act of kindness that he just sent to me. So, oh my gosh, so honored and glad to have that piece. And now, because I did that homage for him or recreation, however you want to look at that, um, that's going to be something that's going to be, always connect us, which is super cool. So, very excited about that. So, thanks again, Bjorn. Um, Last couple of things. I have a couple of things that are coming up for my channel. On this upcoming Saturday, I'm actually excited. I'm going to a con. So I know I'm mostly isolated from different things, but this is kind of a long box digging. It's usually not very busy type of con where you can spread out a little bit, and usually that kind of activity isn't a bad thing for me to attend, but I'll be taking precautions and making sure stay safe, in that environment. Um, but I'm excited to actually go to this con that'll be in Salem, Virginia this weekend on Saturday. So I'm really excited about that because I get to dig a little bit, and I've always gotten some good deals and just some cool books that you just don't see all the time. So I'm really excited about that. And then Saturday night at 11 p.m., I will be on the Codex station. So they've invited me to be on, which I'm really excited about. I know a lot of those guys they don't live that far from me. So, but I'm going to be excited to meet, Jamie and Sal and Dan and Uncle Gary. And just talk comics, show off some stuff. I think I might show some art stuff that I've done or have owned and things like that. So tune in if you'd like to go check that out. But anyway, those are my just initial updates that I want to do. I'm going to try to put out in the next week. Again, I keep pushing this off, but I have to go get some books that I have in a storage unit to be able to show a few things. But I'm trying to do something for some Marvel Bronze Age horror to kind of showcase some of that on the channel and share some knowledge about that process of collecting that and what's important and what's not and things like that. So anyway, I hope you're doing well. Thanks for listening to me ramble for a while, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Make sure you flip through your floppy, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.